And we are back from the break, and there was some discussion about a spell, a Glyph of Warding. If you guys want to expand upon that.
Yeah. Yeah, basically I was wondering if Glyph of Warding might be set up to make the dragon fall asleep when it goes through the doorway of Braxon's cabin or the library. And if the dragon goes to sleep, then we need to immediately get it off the ship. Which might mean cutting a hole in the wall where we used to have a cargo door if it's in the library.
If there are two plant spellcasters take shape wood, they can just make the doorway into the
That's true.
wall and then repair it.
If he's polymorphed or shape changed, he'll take on the weight of the new form. He'll just be a regular man-sized weight.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Well, that's another thing. If we knock him out, can someone do polymorph other and turn him into a mouse?
Multiple times and hope it works.
Need to learn it first.
Okay, no one knows how to do that. Fair enough.
But it is a spell in the spell book, so we could learn it.
It's also a thing that I'm dubious about trying on someone who has the ability to naturally shape change. Those people tend to get around those kind of spells.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we'll try this at some point. So we got Braxon smelly stuff, and we've got this. That's two things we can try. So you could do a Glyph of Warding on the library at any time.
Yeah, well, I use things, charges at my shrine, but yeah, I can do. And then depend on my spell components, which...
Yeah.
Actually, it says incense. I assume incense is burnt.
How long does it take you to cast it?
Isn't there?
Well, no.
Does it absolutely require incense, or doesn't it just need incense for a larger area?
You trace the glyph with incense.
Yeah, and use powdered diamond if you want to do a bigger version.
All right.
That might be a problem.
Incense is burnt.
Yep, incense would be burnt. So no, you can't cast a Glyph of Warding in the phlogiston.
Can we not blow up a little bit of incense?
No,
that means that you have to burn the incense, and burning the incense would cause explosion, which would ruin the spell.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, it would also destroy the incense. It wouldn't burn the incense, it would destroy the incense.
Okay, so we could try that if we get to a crystal sphere, but not now.
Yeah, but then our problem kind of resolves itself to a limited degree once we're in a crystal sphere.
Yeah.
Well, anyone got any other ideas apart from Braxon's smelly cat stuff? Smells like poppies, apparently.
If he's in a gaseous form, he is easier to subjugate with magic. What I mean is that he can't retaliate other than fly out.
Can we attack something that's in gaseous forms and kill it?
Well, yeah, with magic.
Right, because I don't especially need to kill this thing, just get it off the ship. But if it turns out that if someone starts killing it, we have to finish killing it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, any plans that you're settling on that you feel like is
No.
I think the only thing we've got that's an actual workable plan. I think Finn was talking about some stuff.
What would protection from shape changes do? Because I assume a dragon who has the natural ability to shape change would be classed as a natural shape changer.
It would grant you some sort of protection against shape changers. Exactly what that protection is, you
have no
generally
idea.
won't know until you're into a fight in which you use that protection.
Oh, Braxton's going to set up a block of tackle on the battle dolphin, on the dolphin shuttle at some point,
Okay.
so that if we get the dragon unconscious on the front and we have trouble moving him, we can try to drop a rope and try and like swing him off the side.
Okay.
And then cut him loose.
All right.
But he'll have that not sort of dangling down. It'll be there like he can call for people to chuck down a rope.
Right. Yep, that's easy enough to do.
Yeah. I think the only thing we really got ready is this smelly stuff of Braxon's. So he's going to have to tell everyone to stay away from him. And Finn, when we were in the break, you was talking about having that on you, but that wouldn't necessarily be better than Braxon just going on the front deck, would it?
Wait, sorry. So there was also talk about putting some foul-smelling stuff in your cabin,
Yes.
and now you're
Yes.
talking about the aromatic oil that puts things.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that wouldn't work the same way. But we could put the foul-smelling stuff in Brax's cabin, and that'd give us an excuse to go in there.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood what you were talking about, because you're talking about two different smelly things.
Yeah, sorry.
Which the aromatic oil is not smelly, quote unquote.
No, it smells like poppies, so it's quite nice.
Leva has to exercise her wild magic spells too. So she's going to cast They Are Not There on the throne it is sitting on.
So the problem with that is that that's part of the hull.
Yeah, it's basically like
Shaped
inbuilt.
wood.
So wouldn't it work?
I think that would have to encompass the whole hull. Let me go look at the spell. But there was a
Ah,
spell.
they are
there was
not there on the whole ship. Yes, let's do that.
But there was
well, no,
a
that
there
won't
was a
work.
question. There was a
crew
question
falls
for
for it.
Finn. So while I'm looking that up, Braxon, can you reiterate that question, and Finn can answer it if he has anything to add.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there would be an advantage in Finn using the oil of sleepiness or whatever it is. We don't know the exact name, rather than Braxon, and sneaking into the cabin of the dragon under the door or something.
Less chance of knocking out the entire crew.
Hmm.
But it would be, if the dragon detects you, it would be easier for the dragon to suspect that it is hostile act.
That's true. I guess at this stage, then Braxon tries wearing it one time when we're feeding people, when we're feeding the dragon on the front deck. But yeah, if you could make the smelly stuff, we can put it. If Lafdul could sneak into Braxton's cabin when
It's not
when
really
the
hard
dragon's
to when he's being fed.
on the front. Yeah, I mean, you could even come in from the back. Maybe put some of Finn's smelly stuff behind a cupboard or something.
I mean, Finn can do that himself quite easily with his shape-changing abilities.
All right, if Finn wants to do that, yeah.
I'm just pointing it out. You know, it's just
Yeah.
he's not incapable. You know,
Okay,
he's got his own abilities.
All right, real fast. They're not there would work on the chair.
It would.
It would?
Because you can cast it on a section of wall, so it can be cast on something that takes up the 10-foot cube, up to the 10-foot
Alright.
Just
cube.
make
so.
another chair though.
What if we got it onto the rear balcony and cast there on the balcony? Mind you, it would just turn back into a dragon and fly back.
The balcony is on the gravity plane.
Yeah.
Silly question. That throne that he made,
Mhm.
does it resemble any kind of magic that we are familiar with? How he did it specifically?
I mean, you think you could do something like that with shaped wood?
Well, it's a wooden thing. It's not adorned with like
Yeah,
cushions or.
it's just Now it does actually look comfortable. Like it is form fitted, probably to him.
Yeah, I think if he leaves it when he goes away, we'll carefully cut it out and sell it.
Well, it's like if I had artistic ability carpentry, I could probably shape wood a little bit better. He's probably got some kind of artistic ability of his own that's allowing him to be more precise, I guess.
I mean, Leva, you'd have to. Let's see, how long does the there not there last?
They're not there on the bed.
1 to 6 turns. So, like you'd have to cast it pretty soon before he uses it, kind of thing. Like you couldn't just like cast it now and hope that he like you'd have to if you cast it just like now, it would be like, well, I hope he decides to come out and sit in it in the next hour.
Nah, that's not worth it. There's one thing Leva would like to do, and that is we have a spell book with a spell called No Wait.
Okay.
It's a level 1 spell,
Mhm.
and she'd like to copy it and try and figure out how heavy the dragon actually is in its human form.
You have the slots for a level 1 spell?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's like you when you polymorph, Lever. I mean, you should be fairly certain of that without relying on a spell. You know when you cast a polymorph spell, you take on the weight of that shape. When I pick up Finn, he's not man-sized Finn. He's a little mouse or a snake. He weighs nothing.
Yes. But when she polymorphs herself, then she knows quite well how much she weighs.
Yeah, you can make yourself a small child and you weigh the size of a small child. You wouldn't
But
weigh the size of a grown woman.
but the reason why she wants to know this is for the question I asked before, which is it a dragon weight or is it human weight? Nobody can tell me. We have to guess, and she wants to know. So she's now we have a spell where that could tell her. Then yes,
All right.
it would open possibilities for other spells that we at the moment may not have.
All right. Go ahead and do a learn roll. Chance to learn roll.
What's that? Oh, a D100, isn't it?
Yep.
Lafdul, shut up. Can she
You can use a
Stop
reroll if you
thinking,
want.
Lafdul.
You can use a reroll if you want. You have got 4.
Can she concentrate?
No.
Hadn't done that for a long time. She
That-
concentrates on the roll.
That doesn't give you any extra bonus, but yeah, you can go ahead and concentrate on it.
But wait a moment. At the time it was either a reroll or the concentration.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The wild mage being able to it was a matter of what was it, that stone thing? Concentrating on the roll of the dice with that what was it, stone?
Oh, with your wild mage skill? No, that does not work on a chance to learn. That's
Oh,
specifically for controlling an item that produces a random effect.
okay. So she uses a reroll.
Okay.
Okay.
Is one of those successful?
Yes.
Okay. 67, I assume.
Yes.
All right. Okay, go ahead and roll for number of pages.
Let's see, that's...
It's level 1, so it's just 1d6.
What was that?
It's 1d6 plus 1 minus 1. So it's 1d6.
1d6.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Oh, not bad. Yes. Good. Very good. Well
All right.
done. Thank you, Lafdul, for not interfering.
Sorry, I can't thank you because I'm not allowed to talk. Or say you're welcome, you know.
I've got an idea. Do any of us have a trapped lock or anything?
I have the magical one that I'd rather not waste.
Does it do a spiky thing?
What do you mean?
If it
No, it's not one of those. It's a magical places a curse on the person who tries to pick it. It's a very specific lock. It's not a
right,
trap.
no.
Although I actually have one of those inside my safe. It's a needle trap.
Right.
Those are usually
So
built
what if-
into an object, though.
What if we told the dragon not to open your safe and put the safe somewhere? And then we
Lafdul
had
instantly
your
disagrees with this plan, regardless of its merit.
we take all your stuff out.
Lafdul's got PTSD. He's not doing this. He's already had something stolen from him.
No, I'm thinking if we had a box that had a spike trap, and we tell the dragon not to go in the box, and it spikes itself, that's its own fault. Yeah. If it decides to go looking in there, and then you could have your what was it called? Fairy poison,
Bright venom. No.
sprite venom. Could you put your
That's-
sprite venom onto something like that? Can we make
Mm,
something like that? Can you make a trap?
The reason why it worked on Glyph of Warding is because I can manipulate how the spell functions, but if I'm to employ Sprite Venom normally, it has to be shot from a ranged weapon that pierces skin.
Yeah, it's essentially injected poison.
So
It's a play
it
on
can't
the
be made.
spikes.
It can't be
No.
made to work with a trap.
Wow.
It might
I
be, but its
mean-
duration isn't very long anyway.
Oh, I
Around
see.
a level.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, fair enough. So we haven't got anything better than the sleepy poppy stuff.
I think that would be not directly hostile.
Yeah.
I've been going through the stuff that I have. There are a few options, but each of them would basically count as a hostile action.
What you got? Let's hear it.
I have a one scroll with Basilisk Glare, but again, it's hostile action.
Yeah, that's fine. If it
And
gets to that, then
yeah, basically, if it gets to that, it's a full-blown fight
What does that do? That turns it into stone.
for a temporary stoning.
Temporary. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's
And then we chuck it overboard.
4 rounds plus was it 1d4 rounds that it would be stone.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that let's see. Oh yeah, okay. The spell causes the eyes of the caster to glow with a bright ruby red radiance. Yeah, that would be kind of obvious that you're doing something. Never mind.
Yeah, it's obvious. That's why I said it's hostile action.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
that's
spell not work in general? Any basilisk, because it interacts with the ethereal plane, doesn't it?
No, basilisks just have the ability to see into the ethereal plane. They don't.
Yeah.
That it doesn't function with
Thought it was
by requiring the access to the ethereal
No,
plane.
they just have ability to see and thus affect the ethereal plane. It doesn't come from the ethereal plane.
All right. Well,
Leva casts avoidance on its bed.
Well, you'd have to go into its room to do that.
Yeah, but I can do that while it's eating.
Okay, so you want to have that as something that you do next time it goes
Yeah.
to eat. Okay.
it will probably know that there's a spell though.
So the bed will just run away.
The bed is fixed to the floor.
So what will happen then?
It's a good question.
I think it
Towering
might
ground to breaks
damage the
away.
ship.
Hmm.
And he would just go into another bed, though, wouldn't he? Who else? To make Braxon happy, but it would make Ockar unhappy. So he'd probably go to his room.
What else do you have that's hostile, Solas? You said 4 things.
I said a few things.
Okay.
Well, other stuff are more direct. Basically, I do have Charm Monster that might work, but again, it would be hostile if it fails. And I would think that it has a really good chance of resisting the spell, considering that it seems to be not the youngest dragon.
Yeah, it'll have the saving throws of a dragon.
Yeah. And not the youngest and weakest dragon.
Is there another thing?
I have Compulsive Order on a scroll.
Sounds good.
But again,
That would have been nice in the library earlier when he kept throwing stuff down.
Yeah,
Could have arranged your library for you.
yeah, but it's a risky thing to cast since it might
I'm
take
guessing.
offense in being casted that.
I'm guessing if it gets to that and you cast that spell on it, you just tell it to fly away, and then we don't kill it. We just let it fly away.
Compulsive order doesn't. It doesn't like issue commands to it. It requires it to like live orderly, right?
Yeah, so if it starts doing stuff, that's
What is it? An OCD spell? OCD other?
yeah, basically
Kind of,
forces them to become.
Extremely orderly.
Yeah, I'm not. Sure. I'm not sure that will help get rid of it.
No, it's just a quality of life because Solas was having a bad day with the dragon in the library.
All right.
Well,
Anyone
it
else?
does allow things like, for example, if it does come to fight, it would have to fight in the conditions with the compulsive order. The example given in the spell that it would, if character cannot simply attack the goblin, the player must announce a condition such as attacking the tallest goblin and fighting his way down according to size.
So you could say it has to fight Braxon first.
Basically, it
Yeah.
has to decide on kind of an obsessive compulsive means of fighting. Like, I'm going to start with the tallest one, start with the shortest one, start with the heaviest one, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but it gets to decide itself.
Yeah, but then it has to
Okay.
abide by that.
Yeah. So it might just say, "I'll eat the spellcasters first."
But that would mean that if you were attacking it, it would be ignoring you
Yeah.
to focus on someone who can cast spells.
Yeah. Might be worth it if it comes to a fight then.
Funny thing is that it's permanent effect.
Right. I think the next things we do then is Finn making Braxon's room smelly. And and Braxon seeing if he can wear his perfume that makes this thing fall asleep without making too many crew members fall asleep.
I mean, you just put it on while you're on the deck
Yeah,
and stay on the deck where it's
yeah,
where you can give them a wide berth.
yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll do that then, unless someone else has got a better idea.
All
I
right.
don't think anyone does.
Okay. So, how do you want to go about planning this this out? Like, when do you want to do some of these things?
I think putting smelly stuff into Braxton's cabin can only be done when it comes out the front to eat.
Yeah.
So,
One thing
Mhm.
yeah,
quickly. I think when we are trying these things, we should agree the timetable with the group so every member can be ready if things go south.
yeah,
So no one is asleep when we are trying that and such.
yep.
So when
Because
if he comes out to eat, someone sends some crew to wake everyone up, kind of thing. Is that what you're proposing?
yeah, so everyone would be able to help immediately if there's fight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because that dragon could do quite a lot of damage if it only has to deal with a couple of characters while others are still getting up.
All right. So it's all this discussion was happening on the shift changeover from 1 to 2.
yeah,
And some of this was prompted by him already coming out to eat.
right. So he's already eaten for the day.
Yeah.
So he's not going to eat again straight away because he seems to be eating once a day and then sleeping a lot.
Or at least just staying in your room. You don't necessarily know that
Yeah.
he's been sleeping.
Yeah, he might be doing something else.
And he did spend a lot of time in the library while Solas was trying to research.
That's true. That's true.
All right, so
It's such a shame we can't do glyph of warding. That would have been really useful.
How fast does he drink stuff? And are we feeding him just water?
well, you gave him some tea. Otherwise, it's generally water. It might be mixed in
Yeah,
with a little bit
'cause-
of rum to make sure that it's. Well, no, you don't actually need to do that because you got means of keeping the water clean.
Okay, what Braxton's going to do is he's going to pass words to the crew.
All right, well, hold on just a second.
Yeah, sorry.
So, Lafdul, I mean, he's not eating. He's eating leisurely. And yeah, he's drinking just normal water, except for that tea that you gave him before. Because you don't have a whole lot else to drink.
Now, I was wondering about my filters of love. I'm just wondering what they taste like because there was never a description from the multi-phased.
You don't actually know what they taste like because you'd have to taste them.
I tasted the
You tasted
healing
one.
effects, but I assume each one's gonna have a different taste.
Yes, probably.
Alright. So yeah, I've no idea. I'm just wondering how different it's going to be from water.
Substantially different.
And noticeable.
Yes. Yeah, and you can't dilute it. You'd have to be like, here's a drink that I made myself. Pour it into a cup and give it to him, kind of thing. So it's
what
not.
if we mixed it in with various
Can't.
types of?
Can't mix it.
Hear me out,
right.
Solas.
Mm-hmm.
You bought some alcohol recently, so what if we give him? Could you give your expert opinion on these various forms of alcohol? But one of them's not going to be alcohol, but he doesn't know it's not alcohol. He's just going to drink the filter of love. You know, it's a ruse. It's nothing complicated, but
So then we get a snooty dragon that falls in love with someone.
they're easier to manipulate when they're in love with the person they
You
fall in love with.
you forget that they are dragon. So how they
It's still
how
a
they
charmed,
show their
probably.
love is bit different possibly.
I have a question.
What? Oh, if he recognizes Jewel for who, if he's met Jewel, what if we just pretend to be Jewel? Well, I'm gonna learn the polymorph self spell in a few days, so I mean, it's worth a try.
Levitt, you
If
had a
he-
question?
Yes, I looked at the scrolls that Lever has, and one of the spells on one of the scrolls is the binding spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not certain how exactly it works and whether we could apply it here, because one of the things that came that jumped out was the metamorphosis causes the subject to change to some non-corporeal form.
I'll take a look at that. Hold on a second.
And how, if the others were to agree, how could up to 6 wizards, up to 6 spellcasters participate in casting this particular spell? How does that work?
If
I
it's
will
on a
take a look.
scroll, surely that's already been done.
It's like a ritual where lower level wizards who can't even cast the spell can assist.
It's a level 8 spell.
Yeah, I know, but it says that a lower level wizard can assist. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but is the number of wizards that assist already basically in the scroll?
If it's on a scroll, surely it's already cast, and you're just reading it out to make it
well, it's
kick off.
well, it's like the plane shift spell. I mean, I got a scroll of plane shift. It's an unspecified plane shift. We assume all, or could you have one that is already tuned to a certain sphere or inner plane? I mean, outer plane.
It's certainly, if it worked, then it would certainly be interesting. Less so the metamorphosis because that's permanent, but putting it to sleep for a year and a day.
Sleep for a
Sorry,
year
for
and a day would be
for 1 year per level of the caster. So if we're 6 if we were 6 casters, I have no idea how that would work. But still,
It's a save and throw for it.
special.
Yeah, it's just
So the level of the caster involved would be whatever level it's cast at off the scroll. And let's
then
Oh,
modified
yes,
by assisting wizards.
Yeah, but surely if you're reading something off a scroll,
Yeah, normally that
you're
is the
not
case,
casting
but
the
this is
spell.
this is a cooperative spell, or it can be cast cooperatively.
all right. So the problem is that like
Would it?
there are varied material components, and they are necessary for the casting of the spell.
So
Even on a scroll?
Yes. Yeah, because they depend on what you're casting it on.
This makes
So
what are you
special.
gonna do with?
So miniature chains of special metal, silver for lycanthropes, etc. If something was affected by cold iron, they'd need to be cold iron. For most other creatures, something like gold would work. A soporific herbs of the rarest sort, a corundum or a diamond gem of great size, 1,000 gold piece value per hit die of the subject creature, which would require you to do some research into the creature that you're trying to bind first, so you can find out how valuable a gem you need to get, and a vellum depiction or carved statuette of the subject to be captured. So you'd have to create all of that.
So if we were to cast to have it slumber for 1 month per level of the caster, what would that need?
Unless it says that you only need, let's see.
That's the bound slumber, not the regular slumber.
Yeah, it's +2 bonus too. So the normal slumber would be a +1 bonus, but then it sleeps for years and years and years.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. So the chains would be if you're chaining it, or the bound slumber. You need the soporific herbs for the slumber part. I think you still need the gem and the vellum depiction of the creature.
The picture that Braxon.
Yeah.
How fast can you make a wooden picture of the dragon?
My wooden picture wouldn't be that good.
I could do a
How good does it need to be?
Do you have
Lafdul.
a corundum or diamond of great size? 1,000 gold pieces per
Yeah,
hit
we
die
have got
of
loads
the
of
subject
diamonds.
creature?
We have no idea how many
Oh.
hit die this subject creature has,
Yeah.
do we?
Yeah,
You
probably
don't.
not.
You'd have to cast some divination spells to try
But the question about the other wizards helping, would that still be affecting the scroll?
Was it cast without the assistance?
Let's see. Saving throw is
What's
not
the
applicable
thing?
as long as the experience level of the caster is at least twice as great as hit dice. Yes, you could have other people help you out. That would
If
not
we-
apply to the person reading the scroll. So whoever is reading the scroll is functioning at the scroll level. So let's say, like if you got Nor cast it, then his levels would not go into it. It would be replaced by the level of the casting of the scroll. Same thing if Leva did it or something like that.
Mm-hmm. The scroll is at level 12.
And if I
Can't be
were to
12
help it,
for an 8th
For
level
an 8th
spell.
level spell?
Oh, it's what I wrote down, so I'd have to find it. Ah, no, wait. No, that's Delve at 16th level. But it could apply for everyone.
It is 16th
I-
level for
I
8th
don't-
level
yeah, it should
spells.
be 60th level.
I don't think Brax can make an especially good-looking radiant dragon from his skills.
No.
But I think Lafdul's got artistic ability for jewellery making.
That would take a while in any event.
Well, could
Well,
you
even
make
see-
something out of wire?
What?
I switch it to 16, but in the end, it doesn't change much.
If we knew the dragon's true name, we could
Yeah.
sketch
It's a shame we can't.
possible magic resistance.
It's a
Lever
shame.
has the spell called True Name, but that doesn't seem to work that way, that it finds the true name.
It's a shame we can't bake, because one of the people that do cooking could just like make a pie the shape of a radiant dragon.
You think that will come out better than doing it in wood?
It's a vellum
Art is
depiction
subjective.
or carved statuette. It's basically
here's
either a painting or drawing, or a carving.
Question.
Not a bake.
Yes,
If a spell has no saving on the first one, and it offers a reverse, and that is usually subject to a creature, that's usually implied that there should be a saving throw.
Probably, yeah.
Because I've got a spell that's a scroll that's the reverse of Find the Path, which is Lose the Path, and it has none on the saving.
Yeah, it almost certainly has a saving throw for the reverse effect. If
I
it's
was
a
just thinking if
you have a positive effect that almost no one would be like, no, I don't want this, and then there's a reverse effect that basically everyone would be like, no, I don't want this, then yeah, the reverse almost certainly has a save. Unless it specifically says it does not. I don't think you could cast Binding here in the flow, because I don't think you have... I don't think you can get a diamond of sufficient value for this, or a corundum.
Pity. But that's why I asked, among other things.
And you also don't have soporific herbs of the rarest sort.
Mm.
Unless
Okay.
Finn has some that I forgot about.
She would
Nah.
have asked Finn, yes.
I've been getting, I wouldn't say the rarest sort, but just general stuff that I've been using for sleep and paralytic poisons.
Right. This is specifically of the rarest sort.
Yeah. Not
So it's
something
generally, like, unless you had something else that needed rare soporific herbs. And I'd take it if something else specifically needed rare soporific herbs. That would work.
What was...
But if you just have soporific herbs, doesn't work.
Is the gem that would have to be 1,000 gold piece per hit die of the subject, is that for all of the types of binding?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't specifically say, like, it reads that you do actually need the chains and the soporifics, but considering that there are separate effects based on that, I would be willing to say that you only need them if they are required. Like, that's one of the effects that you're doing, kind of thing.
Would that gem be for all of the effects or just the minimus containment?
Yeah,
Since it specifically mentions the game.
Yeah, I would say that would have probably only
Because it's like, it plays with like Trap the Sower while it
yeah.
places someone in the gem.
Yeah, it's I would probably say that would be required for that. And I think
It seems to me like the more complicated the version of the spell you're using, the more you need. The easiest one should be fairly routine to cast.
and I would say that the Metamorphosis is probably what needs the Vellum Depiction. I might want to double check it, but you'd be wanting to put it to sleep, and you don't have those herbs.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have any of these materials.
That's a pity. Okay.
I guess we're not doing that then.
Pity.
Yeah, Binding is very much a spell of this is part of a plan that you're creating before you do anything, before you deal with a thing. It's like, you know, oh, we've heard about a demon that has been released. All right, let's get this ready, and then go face it, kind of thing.
Yeah, binding spell is not something that you cast on a whim.
Well, all have the capability of casting it. I mean, it is designed against demons and devils, or as a general nature.
Well, pretty much any great powerful entity.
All right. So Finn can create the herbal, the foul-smelling herbal concoction and store it in a container if he wants.
Yeah. Just to clarify about the binding, even if it's cast from a scroll, other spellcasters can join in.
Yes.
Okay.
I think at the moment our next best options are Braxon's poppy stuff to see if that makes the dragon fall asleep, and if Finn's up for it, the smelly stuff to go somewhere in Braxon's room when the dragon's next out.
I can take care of that.
Yeah.
You don't have access to the Guardian Sphere, do you, Finn? Sorry.
So what I was thinking with the sleep thing is we have a signal that both Braxon and Ockar can use. Braxon sleep in Ockar's cabin, so you can put the cat with the sleepy stuff in somewhere where Ockar can get to it if Ockar's on shift and Braxon isn't. And then whoever's on duty can get the people on duty on the ship to go bring the food, and instead of them bringing the food back onto the front deck, they can bring the food to the inside room and say we bought the food, and then the person can go back out there, use the sleepy stuff there where they're not in direct view of the dragon, and then bring the food out to the dragon and stay there where the dragon is. How does that sound?
I guess okay, since no one's saying
I
anything.
guess okay, since no one's complaining. Does that sound okay to you, Ockar?
He might still be stepped away.
He might still be stepped away. Okay. Well, Braxon would have discussed it with Ockar. I guess we're going with that next.
Okay.
Have we figured out I know it's not been too long, but have we figured out a sleep routine for the dragon? Because it kind of shifted around a bit. I guess it's been flying through the Flodston for so long that it wants to have long sleeps.
It's been on your ship for about 2 days now, so no.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it had 3 meals off of us. Oh, I had one straight away.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm out of ideas except for that.
Okay.
Next idea is the problem is Braxton used glitter tines on the on those things. So if we get into a fight, he can't just blast this thing several times and hope to destroy it.
I mean, you could try it.
Yeah, it's going to run out, isn't it? It's going to be fut.
I mean, it's like, if you don't use something because you're worried it'll run out, and so it never runs out, but you don't use it, then has it really served any purpose?
Braxton would totally use it, but I'm expecting, like 200 hit point monster. You hit it with 30 hit points, and then it goes
No?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So after discussing things, you guys settle back down into some normal shift. Braxon, Leva, and Lafdul are on duty. Leva continuing your research, and Lafdul continuing your research.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had forgotten that Leva was researching something a while ago, and that should have completed.
Long ago.
Yeah. So that is Leva's Ice Bolt spell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that. Yeah, I was
cool.
wondering why you never brought it up, or
Because
was
I was
forgotten
in
about.
hospital.
Yeah.
I thought you were just keeping it secret
No,
for one day.
just got busy.
I remember researching it.
So go
I
ahead
was
and roll
very
for the number of pages.
Real life busy. I'm sorry.
Roll for the number of pages, please.
Technically, the first unique spell, I guess, from my group.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What is it? One. It's level 3, so it's plus
2.
Uh,
It's always one less than the
sorry?
level it is. Plus 2.
This is just going to behave.
1d6
nice.
plus the level minus 1. All right, 5
What
pages.
did I actually... 5 pages, yes. Could be a lot worse. Not bad.
Okay.
And people don't even know what it does, you know.
That's true. Do you want to share for the audience, or do you want to keep it secret until you decide to use it?
I think I share it, and I will copy it into the chat.
Did Leva roll the spell research successful?
It was a really long time ago, and there was also quite a bit of time that she had that she was not actually doing anything. So
okay, so she basically automatic success.
Yeah, well, I think that stuff was done and enough time passed that she would have had it. So
I do have one spell that would work against the dragon if only I would have the necessary item for the spell also.
What's that?
I do have the what was the spell name? Just a moment. I don't remember where I put the spell description now, but it was basically this 8th level spell that, Trap the Soul. I would just need the gem that had been prepared with enchant an item and Mage spell.
Yeah, well, Maze is Conjuration Summoning, I think, so.
Yeah, I couldn't prepare it in here.
Yeah.
And also Mage is also 8th level spell.
Yeah. I mean, if you had them all on scrolls, and you could do that outside of the flow, but...
Yeah, and also it needs a gem that is 1000 per hit die minimum.
Yeah, so little thing. I will say that if you ever are in a situation where you need something like that, you need to know what the what gem you need, kind of thing. A commune spell or contact other plane spell would do the trick. That is something that those spells are specifically designed for.
Yeah, it only had the limit that it has to be minimum of the 1000 per hit die.
Yeah.
No type.
All right. So the rest of the day passes uneventfully. You do not see the Dragon Contro again.
Mm-hmm.
This is technically the first day of spell research for me this session.
Yes. Yes, it is.
There's 2 for other people. Well,
we've had a lot of time. Well, Solas missed out on one.
Yeah, so I was saying it's only level that got 2. I mean, Solas both lost. Actually, no, I should have. No, it's 1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 1. All right.
2 more days for my first attempt to learn.
Okay, so the next day, that will be day 30. That will also be when crew pay is due.
Oh. Knowing this, questions whether or not we should take the good berries. Because I do it around pay period times.
Well, I mean, if you skip a month, that's fine too. If you, like, you can get to the balcony in other ways. As well.
That is it. It's taking up all our 2nd level spells. If we did do it, but that's also a way of temporarily subsidizing the dragon's need for mass quantities of food. I guess it would take multiple berries, so.
I mean, isn't the good berries basically fistful of berries?
Approximately man size per berry.
That's assuming that it actually wants any of those, rather than regular food.
Hey, wasn't there a problem with overeating good berries?
Not really.
No?
No.
They are not considered as potions.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a problem if you ate loads.
It's really difficult to eat that many, just because, like, it takes so many spells to get a lot, but they heal 1 hit point. So yeah, if you had, if you're down 20 hit points, you ate 20 berries, you'd heal up 20 hit points.
No, but like when you eat them,
Only
they're like the equivalent of eating a day's rations, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's magic, so it's if you eat more than that, it's not like you're overeating.
Oh, so it wouldn't be that if we put good berries into a pie or something, it would, like,
You couldn't cook them.
its stomach would explode.
No. They don't expand to fill. They just give you enough for a day's worth of food.
Right. Okay.
It's like having a super dense nutrient pill that has all your vitamins and whatever you need for the day.
But eating
you
more than one doesn't negatively affect you. Like if you had a super dense nutrient pill in real life, it would be very bad to eat a lot because some of those, like, some vitamins will just flush out of your system if you take a lot, like vitamin C, whereas others, if you take a lot, will have really bad effects on you.
It depends if they are water or fat soluble.
Yeah, but in this case, it doesn't matter if you eat a lot of good berries. There's no negative effect to it. The benefit of all the extra is just lost, kind of thing. Same thing as if you need more. Same thing if you needed 10 hit points and you ate 20 berries, you'd still only regain 10 hit points.
Yeah.
The idea behind the casting them is that we could have them ready for a potential combat because they last a day a level. We don't necessarily have to give them to the crew. It also prevents the dragon from just eating them because they're just there outside the balcony.
Yeah. It's up to you.
Oh, berries.
It's up to you.
That's why I'm going to do it, so I'm going to lose all my second level spells.
All right, so you're gonna be taking those for when you get up on second shift.
Yeah.
Okay. So Finn, Ockar, and Solas, you are on duty for first shift. Are you guys doing anything in particular?
I'm continuing my research.
Okay. Finn and Ockar, anything in particular that you're doing? Okay. Finn had to step away for a second. Ockar?
I'm just doing my shift, trying to bear with this dragon, hoping the others have some grand plan.
Okay. When Finn gets back, I'm going to have him roll an herbalism check to see if he successfully made the stuff. It'll keep for a few days in a pot kind of thing. In fact, longer time might actually make it be worse. I don't know. I'll think about that.
You missed the plan, Ockar. Braxon's got some sleepy oil in a pot that looks like a cat.
Well, hopefully that works and he doesn't end up rolling an 18 again.
Yeah, but you might get to use it because he didn't want to eat when Braxon was on shift.
Okay, so what do I just...
Rub it all over yourself.
Not all over yourself. It's basically perfume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's aromatic oil. So
Okay.
basically, what we said was the person who did it would send the deck crew in to get the food, and then they would bring we'd pre-tell them to not bring the crew out on the food on deck, to bring it to that ready room we've got just inside, and then you can go back and get the cat stuff, put the cat stuff on yourself, and then go out and be near the dragon and see if the dragon falls asleep.
If you...
Sounds like a plan. Hopefully it doesn't make me pass out.
Braxon and Ockar, have you not gone to like Shouttown on Broad and got like a masseuse to give you a massage after you've been like working out all day, training, because your muscles get fatigued?
Never.
They give you some aromatic oils and stuff like that.
No, Braxon just tried not to
Yeah, the
kill
rough and
himself
gruff,
making chips.
I just wasn't sure if it was part of if your character would do something like that.
No.
All right.
Braxon was trying to save money when he met you lot. He just...
Now you just give it away.
No, he doesn't.
All right. So, Finn, you're back?
Yep.
All right. Give me an herbalism check for your concoction. You do have rerolls if you choose to use them.
I think I will use one here.
All right.
Guess I didn't need it. Oh, well.
All right.
Yeah,
so
but
you've
better to play
successfully
safe.
made. It's kind of like a paste. You could probably put it in a pot and puncture holes in a lid or something like that if you wanted it to like seep out slowly, or you could like put it in like smear a paste on something, and it would be really strong but not last as long. So it's going to be up to you how you, or you and the party, how you want to deploy that.
I think a slow build of it would be more natural seeming.
Okay. All right. So you have that ready. That'll last for a few days at least.
Leva's got an enhanced sense of smelling. She probably noticed this. Because of her
She
TM.
has what?
You got an enhanced sense of smelling because you're familiar.
Yes. Okay.
I'm just wondering if you'd notice this more quickly.
Well,
So this oil thing.
hold on a second. A, she's a couple decks away, and B, I think that like basically it's something that Finn has brewed up and not really brewed up, but mixed up with some water and everything like that, and then he's put it in a closed lid pot, and he'll need to transfer it into something else based on what he wants to do. Now, I will say that there's plenty of horizons that can take care of the smell afterwards.
This thing won't make me pass out when I put it on, right?
No. The person who uses it is not affected.
Okay, good, because I didn't want to smell myself and then just instantly fall over.
Conk out.
Yeah, it basically activates the magic in the oil when you put it on.
Yeah.
You
All right.
could basically sniff from the bottle and still not fall asleep.
So your the first shift is uneventful. So you can change over to second shift. Yep.
I'm doing my good berries since enough passed. Yeah.
Well, you would need to like actually.
Oh yeah,
go
I'd
do
sneak
that
around.
Okay, but you're also not on shift yet.
Oh,
You're still sleeping.
When it comes to my shift.
Yeah. All right. So second shift. Leva, Braxon, and Lafdul, and you have not seen Cantro yet.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Lafdul, how are you going to sneak around to get your good berries cast?
I just climb around the ship, I guess.
During the shift change, if Lafdul
Not too
mentions
hard.
about it, the Solas would offer a fly spell.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier.
Okay.
And Leva could make you
Michael.
invisible if you want.
Wow, it's not. I just gotta be quiet. If he's asleep, is it open on the back or is it doored up?
I'm getting some static, I think, from Ockar.
James.
It's like a fan or something, probably.
I'll turn off the fan. It's really
Is
hot.
the
Oh yeah.
back
I know.
entrance to Braxon's out to the balcony, is that a door?
Yeah, it's doors.
That's yeah.
All
that's
right, yeah.
doors.
So it should be closed off in theory.
Yeah.
Unless he likes a
That's
nice breeze.
So you fly down.
If you hang over the side of the battle dolphin, you might be able to see it.
Solas cast fly on Lafdul, so
Yeah, you can just fly around there and get a feel for it.
I could also assess whether or not I would be able to actually climb down.
You could climb down, but you would have to make a climbing check.
Oh. It's relatively easy if I'm not wearing armor anyway.
So the doors are closed.
They should be on the outside, shouldn't they?
Right, the doors to Braxton's quarters.
Yeah,
are
I'm
closed.
not necessarily going in there.
Well, I understand that. I'm describing the situation to you.
Was there an implication from the party for me to check this?
Well, I mean, if the doors were open, then that might change what you decide to do. Is what I'm saying. So I'm telling you that the doors are closed.
So basically, you can pick the berries without disturbing the dragon.
Well, not necessarily, but at least the doors are closed. So you can base what you decide to do on the fact that the doors are closed. So you're gonna fly down there.
Yeah, and I will still attempt to be quiet.
All right.
How long does fly last?
Just trying to be quiet as opposed to it lasts like an order of turns.
Yeah, fly lasts 1 turn per level and 1d6 turns, so you have a minimum of 11 turns.
Yeah. So you're not trying to move silently. You're just trying to be quiet, right?
Yeah, I'm trying not to creak the floors and stuff. So.
Okay.
I mean, you can hover over the floors.
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't actually need to step on the floor.
Okay. So you do manage to collect up enough berries. He doesn't seem to have been snacking on them.
I also listen in the door while
Okay,
I'm
you're
here,
going to go
just
over
to
to
see
that
if
to listen?
Yeah, just to see if he's asleep.
Okay.
It's like a 50. My score is.
All right, you don't hear anything through the door.
Don't know if he's a snorer or not. So.
Correct. Were you just collecting enough berries for yourself to cast good berries, or were you collecting enough for other people to cast as well?
I would have brought this up during the meeting, obviously, because Solas cast a spell, so there would have been like some discussion at some point. Am I gathering some for you, Finn, or are you keeping your second level spells? Because I figured they would have been.
I'm keeping my second level spells this time around.
So
Okay.
I would have only picked so many then for myself.
Okay.
2d4 per.
And I mean, you can pick others, and they can just be mixed into food for.
I can stay on the bush.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually they rot.
Yeah, well,
you can leave them
they're
on the.
not
You
gonna
can leave
rot
them on
straight
the.
away.
You can leave them on the bush for a few days. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just leave them on the
Okay.
bush for a few days.
Okay.
In case something comes up. I'm just trying to remember what the formula is. 2d4 times 6. Is it 12d4?
That's 2d4 times 6. Yeah.
12d4. 12. And I have 33 good berries. These ones I'm just keeping on me for the moment.
All right. And you fly away back to the other deck.
I also do a fly around the ship because apparently looking for barnacles and stuff that's done every month or something.
Okay.
So I might as well do Braxon a favor.
All right. You probably wouldn't notice any minor defects that Braxon would because you're not trained in this, but you would notice anything obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So about 4 hours into second shift, Kentro wanders up to the library, and
Leva's turn into spell research.
I'm sorry?
It would be Leva on the library
Yes.
doing spell research most
well,
likely.
and Lafdul too, because he's doing spell research as well.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
he
but there's-
starts picking up things from your tables and shelves and everything like that, and looking at them and just haphazardly putting them back, very much in the wrong place. And he's also like humming a loud, tuneless song to himself.
Leval looks at him and says, "You know, you'll never find anything anymore if you just put it within anywhere you want."
Oh,
Maybe
I
he's got
have
good memory.
plenty of time should I want to, should things be misplaced. You
Okay.
have a very strange sorting system here.
That's okay. You see, it fits us, not you.
Well, indeed, if I was going to be doing anything in here, I'd expect it to be rearranged to my tastes. But I'm
Well,
just
why don't you
curious
start
what you've
rearranging?
got.
Why don't you start rearranging?
Oh no,
Feel
no,
free.
that would be your job. I'm
No,
just
no,
curious
no, no,
what
no.
things are.
We have to learn. We have to learn. You want to do something, you do it yourself.
As I said, I'm not expecting myself to do anything in here. I'm just curious what you have.
Exactly.
I think I think this bottle, it's off. You probably need to get some new stuff next time you're in port. And he just puts one of your ingredients down on the desk. And continues to look around things.
I tried to try a different approach. It was like, hey, you're a natural shape changer, right? This comes from being a dragon of your particular. How do I not sound rude? Type, I guess, because
I have the ability to change my form to match your lesser types, if need be. as is the case now. After all, my magnificent form could not fit in such a paltry vessel as this.
Oh, well, we can only dream of coming to your forms. It's like I'm only trying to learn how to take on a minor form. You know, like I'm
Oh,
trying
something
to
like a
learn.
bear or a rabbit or
Yeah.
something. Yes, yes. They can
You
be
don't have
fun
any
at
tidbits, do
times,
you?
but well, my first tidbit would be don't get eaten. I know that would be a problem for you, not so much for me, but you in a rabbit form. I can imagine that you would also take on the mannerisms of one of those timid creatures.
I wouldn't know. That's why I'm learning the
Oh,
spell.
I'm
I'm gonna
impressed
find
that you
out.
have some of these. He's picking up another bottle, shaking it around a little bit, and then puts it back on the shelf in the wrong place.
No, I'm not bothered by the haphazard nature.
So he's also going to be coming over to the tables that you're working on and picking up the books that you've got like open to specific
I
pages
try
and
to
flipping
play
pages and
it
stuff.
as best as I can to try to use it to my advantage. I try to placate and try to see if he's willing to give me any wisdom, despite how annoying he may appear to be. I'm seeing if I can turn this to my advantage.
I see you have this book. It may help you somewhat, but it'd be so much better if you had a book by the great wizard Thurdor of Red Eyes. Have you heard of him?
Have I? Probably not.
No, you have not.
No, I can't say I have. What sphere is he from?
Oh, Red Eyes, of course. That's why it's in his name. He wrote a very interesting book on altering forms. It covered a wide range of subject matters. It'd be so much more useful than this, but I suppose it would be difficult for you to get something of that nature. It would be quite prized, I imagine, and I don't imagine that you have the coin for such a thing. He lived quite some time ago.
We've met a creature, Rhaegar, I believe, that made their own sphere. Have you? I assume you're familiar with Rhaegars?
Yes. Pompous asses. I have nothing to do with them.
It's quite an enlightening experience for us, you know.
They think they are great, and they are merely slightly better than yourselves, and nothing compared to a dragon. Not even one of those poor terrestrial dragons that think they're so great.
They were the boorish sort that just straight up attacked us. I collected one of their scales for attacking us. I showed them the clasp on my neck.
How gauche.
Oh, well, some people like trophies, I guess. Do you not collect, like, annoying humans or little folk that you didn't like that bothered you for a while and have it as a keepsake in your hoard? I
Of
assume
course
you have
not.
hoard.
Why would I want a reminder
each
of
dragon is to
pathetic
their
little
own.
beings like yourselves?
Well, there's going to be one that's going to be really annoying. Occasionally, you just find one. They surprise you.
We
Why
once
would I
had a
want one that
visit.
annoyed me?
We once had a visit from another dragon. She was a lot friendlier, but that's okay. That's beside the point. Her name was Jewel. Do you know her?
Levalithana. Is there
Jularotha, actually.
I didn't know. It's so long ago since we even heard.
I know. And she went by the short form of her name. No, I've not heard of her. Was she a youngling, perhaps?
Well, she was sly to not show her true form, but she eventually revealed it, and she gave us this game, actually.
Oh, so she could have even been lying to you. Typical, you'd be taken in by such subterfuge. She probably wasn't even a true dragon.
I don't know. She was a dawn reveler. I is a messenger of Isle, Asterinian follower.
One of them. Never did like the preachy types.
Well, is there? I take it you don't.
Why any dragon
Subscribe
would give
to
their worship to just one, when they're already getting the benefit of all? I don't understand it. It makes no sense. Wanders over to the table that you're at, Leva, and starts picking up the things that you're working with. You
what
should
do you
get
think
higher.
about this?
You should get higher quality ingredients. These aren't very good.
Where would you get them?
Oh, he starts listing off planets and spheres that you've never heard of.
Okay.
You could probably still write down what he says for later.
Oh, she's trying. I'm trying to write those down. Would you help?
No.
Okay.
Hey, Leva, could you help me with one of my spell ingredients? I just need you to just stand there for a moment, and I'm going to surreptitiously use one of the what do you call it? The sleep powder pipe things. But I'm going to accidentally blow it in the dragon's direction.
Okay. If you must, yeah. Well, okay. If you must, does she need to stand up? Do you need me to stand up?
Well, if you could just go over there, I just quickly try to feign it, and I just blow in the dragon's direction. I blow some of it in this direction.
So
Do you want me to stand in front of it?
Are you trying
Do you
to
want-
position like Leva next to him?
Yeah,
front
yeah,
of it.
So
yeah.
that it looks like you just miss.
In
Yeah,
front
and
of
I
it.
missed,
So,
and I get him.
yes,
I know you're an elf. You should be fairly resistant to this.
that's okay. Even
And
if
if
she
you fall
sleeps.
You
asleep,
sleep.
How long would she sleep?
we don't know.
You don't know.
Oh, God.
We haven't
Okay.
used it.
Yes, no problem whatsoever. She stands there. Say, go ahead.
Dust of sleeping.
All right, hold on a second. Let me.
One of these, and now
Yeah,
I
no,
will
no,
knock
no.
a
I got it.
charge
I got it.
off.
I got it. I'm looking at it.
16 now. I assume it's one use from 17 to 16, so I'd half, so it's on the other.
Yeah, you used up one use. All right, so you take the stoppers out and blow it in, like supposed to be Leva's direction, but then redirect it towards the
Yeah,
dragon.
I try to use some like the equivalent of like hand play, prestidigitation or trickery.
Okay.
I figured I'd be good at that, being a rogue.
Anyone got that out one ready for the trade saving throw?
Yeah, actually, can I use a reroll to try and get an advantage on this?
Well, hold on.
No.
No, you would not be able to. Your
Alright.
rerolls only work on your own rolls. So I need to check the area of effect, and I don't have that written down. Give me a second.
Him at the ready.
I think that is going to be that book. There's a specific description of when these are blown out, and that's not included in what I wrote down for the individual item, so I need to find it. Give me just a second.
If he gets it wrong and it ends up on the floor, could Leva use alternate reality?
Maybe.
That'd be obvious. That'd be showy that you're casting a spell, though.
Yeah, you. Well, so. I mean,
It's up to
you
you,
were
it's the
supposed to
library.
use it on me. If you blow it on the floor, then you didn't use it on me, did you?
I'm just hoping this works well for you guys.
How far away are you blowing this from yourself, Lafdul? Like, where do you want her to stand? Where do you want him to be in number
I
nice
assume
guy.
if he's mucking around with Leva's desk, I'm going to be pretty close to him.
Right. Define.
Maybe
the number
I
of feet.
blow it past his face, and maybe not directly at him, but
Yes. Define the number of feet away that you are, please.
standing next. All right, imagine this. Leva's at a desk. I'm on the other side of the desk. I assume the dragon's to also on the other side of the desk, so I'm standing next to him.
You can give
So
me
I'm
you can
going
give
to
me a number of
try-
meters too if you'd rather.
One.
I just need one. Okay, so about 3 feet away. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really close.
So part of it is I need So I need to it's possible that you'd be too far away, for example, kind of thing. I need to be able to describe what this happens because you guys haven't used it before, and this is information that you will want anyway. All right. So you're about 3 feet away, and I will note that if you want to in the future, you can also pour it out on your hand and blow it. It will have lower range, but just so you know. But you can use the blow tubes. All right, so
Can you just throw it on their face?
you basically need to blow it.
Okay, blowing is the activation.
Yeah, I mean you can shake it out. Yes, but you can't really do that with the tube.
Actually, as I'm feeling it, this isn't Sandman powder, is it?
No, it's a magical powder. It's not.
It's
But it
not
is
different.
as you blow it out, you do notice that it does appear to be fine-grained sand.
So it's a derivative, maybe. One of the constituent parts might have been Sandman powder.
Entirely possible. You'd have to research that. All right, so you blow it out, and just at the last second, turn slightly so that it blows at him. And how close are you standing to Cantro Leva?
Very close.
Okay.
Just about touching. She's touching him.
Okay.
Wasn't it across a desk or something?
She doesn't want him to to touch anything else on her desk, so she is standing very close to him in the hope that he feels a bit uncomfortable and goes back because he doesn't like the lessers to be too close to him.
Okay, so this dust is blown out in a cone. So it's 5 feet wide at the far end, and it's 10 feet long. So now you know what the area of effect is.
Oops, we're in the middle.
And yes, you are both affected by that.
Or elves, so hopefully this helps, being an elf. Or if we both fall asleep, he's unaffected. He gets free reign on our library, because no one's not watching it.
However, other than just being you yawn a little bit and your nose really itches, but that is the only effect that you feel, Leva.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Cantro's nose twitch a bit, and then he turns to you, Lafdul, and says, "Really now, you should be much more careful about your powders."
Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have been more considerate with my range.
You absolutely should have been. Really. And he will storm off, stomp out practically.
Sounds good.
And slam the door as he leaves. However,
Well
I need
done.
both of you to roll me a wisdom check against half your score.
Where's...
Ah!
Oh, mine's a success.
Levis is not. All right. Lafdul, you are able to get back into the right frame of mind to finish up your research. Leva, you are not. You're annoyed and grumbly and stuff like that, and you feel.
Latzel's in his is in a perfect frame of mind because he just tried to do a prank.
In a way, yeah, it's natural.
So, what I will tell you, the fact that I did not require Leva to roll a sleep resistance check is because she couldn't be affected by that anyway. And the reason is because she had too many hit dice. Yeah.
Okay. So was it the same problem with the dragon?
Oh, I mean, he has more hit dice than you, absolutely. He's a dragon.
Was it 5 by 10, the count?
Yeah, 10 feet long, 5 feet wide at the end.
So they will lose a day.
To see if it's how potent it is.
So basically, yeah, I mean, this is definitely something that would be useful on like enemy crew, for example.
Goblins. Wow.
Uh,
No.
Now, here's
oh,
here's
God,
one
no.
of the further advantages of that. The lower the hit dice, the worse their saves are anyway. So, it's like use this on weak creatures, which are unlikely to save anyway. So, that's pretty good.
Here's hoping the oil bath works on this to knock him out next.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, he is going to head down to the foredeck. Is that where you are, Braxon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
they could have
he
sent
is
down for Braxon for the smelly oil, but
he's clearly annoyed at this point. And says, looks at you and very dismissively says, "I am hungry. Bring me a meal."
Braxon will tell the crew on the front to go get some food.
Okay.
And he'll say to him, "What do you normally do when you're flying up and down through the phlogiston? Must get kind of boring."
It is substantially less boring when I find pathetic little creatures like you to serve me for a time. You can tell that he's incredibly annoyed right now.
Braxton's going to be extra cheerful.
All right.
Actually, was that because of that one act he just suddenly got annoyed, or
You're not really sure, but you would definitely say it. Like,
it added to it? But I wasn't sure it was because I was placating him or Level was doing the opposite. I wasn't sure if his mood was gradually changing from our interactions.
So Braxton's going to say, "So tell me, do you ever get lost in the phlogiston?"
well, his mood had definitely started to shift a little bit in the library. Lost? No, of course not. Someone such as I getting lost? That never happens. I always know exactly where I am. Now, where is that food? Chop, chop.
Crewmen should be getting it.
And you had them bring it out?
No, they're going to bring it to the other room. Well,
Okay.
Is that what the NPC's saying?
Yeah, he said, where is that food? Chop, chop.
Yeah, Braxton will stick his head through the door, see if they brought the food to the internal room.
Yep. Like, your crew is like, do not piss off the dragon, do not piss off the dragon, do this quickly kind of thing. So they will be super duper prompt on anything that you
Yeah.
tell them to do
Okay.
in service of placating the dragon.
Yeah, so Braxton will. How long does it take to put that oil on?
Lafdul.
It's very quick.
Okay, Braxton's going to put some of that oil on, then he's going to start bringing out the food.
Can I hear a commotion upstairs?
No.
Yeah.
Besides, it would be downstairs if you.
Yeah, you're already
were
upstairs.
No, it's
there.
more of a crew dragging lots of heavy stuff upstairs or
No,
carrying
it's not.
plates.
It's just rations, so it's not.
Also,
heavy
again,
or anything.
upstairs for us would be the shuttle.
Well, I was going to do something if I remembered, but I think Lafdul was too distracted by researching to realize it.
You can see the crosscut of our ship on the bottom right.
So while Braxton's taking the food and he's not taking the drink out yet, he'll take that in a minute. While he's taking the food out to the dragon, he's going to say, "So how many Flodston rivers have you been on in your life?"
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. So you've come out wearing the stuff?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Do.
All this poor crew that are getting past you.
No, he told them to clear off.
Yeah, to leave the food and go away so that they wouldn't get affected by the oil. So Braxon's going to go, well, that's interesting. Is that because you've forgotten?
All right. Hold on a second. Let me do some rolls. So you've put it down like right next to him, kind of thing. You're standing right next to him as you're bringing the food in. All right.
And he's like waiting for the answer to this question.
Right. So you're putting the food down. You ask him that question, and then you hear him like audibly sniff, and he looks at you, and you can see a suspicion in his eyes, and he says, "You have not worn that scent before. Why have you put it on now?"
Well, I've not been able to get in my cabin. My clothes are starting to get a bit smelly. He's going to go back and get the drink. Come back with a drink.
That is not the rank smell of old clothes and sweat. I would advise you to not try to enspell me again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you didn't answer the question. Have you forgotten?
You're right, I did not
How
answer
many
the question.
floods and rivers
Bring
you've been
the
in?
food and leave me.
I brought the food. Just bringing the drinks back.
Then leave it. So he basically is just asking you to leave the drinks there for him and like leave him.
Well, someone's got to keep watch on the front, you know.
Then have one of your crew come out and make sure they're quiet.
Braxon will go slightly inside the doorway.
All right. Will you be asking one of your crew to
No,
go out? So
because
okay, so
they'll fall over.
you're not. You told him that that someone needed to be out on watch, and he suggested something. You're not doing that?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
We're all gonna die.
All right.
Everyone dies apart from you, Ockar. You survive to tell the tale.
Everyone dies someday.
Yeah,
Also, Ockar
the-
develops a drinking problem. 'cause
Yeah,
of
the tale.
Paladin.
The tale will be never trust a dragon. If you see a dragon, run away or kill it immediately.
Jewel is
American
completely
dragons
trustworthy. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
The tale will be never piss off a dragon.
Jewel
this
is
guy-
completely trustworthy. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
All dragons die.
Wow.
The ones in
Ockar would
Rattle
know
helped
that there
us.
are good dragons. And just the dragons.
Yeah, the dragons on Rattle were quite friendly.
Yeah.
All books are evil too. All right, so Braxon, the Cantro finishes eating outside and steps back in and throws you a look as he passes you and heads back towards your cabin.
Okay. Braxton will go straight back out on the front.
Okay.
And he's going to say, I'm not sure how long this stuff lasts. He's going to stay outside for a while, see if he can notice when the smell goes away.
All right. It's gone in just a few minutes.
Right. Okay.
So it is not a particularly long-lasting effect.
Okay.
It's basically use this just before you engage in melee.
Yeah.
Or
Or similar situation.
Yeah, it would definitely be an interesting thing to just like slap some of this on and then charge into an enemy crew, massive crew, and just see if they just all fall over asleep.
I mean, that would be quite a potent strategy.
All right, so I have marked off a dosage of use.
Since I think it's just a round to apply it.
Yes, in a combat situation, it would be a round, your action for a round to put it on.
Does Braxon work out how many times he can use that? It says multiple uses.
Or
should I
given
just
how
put
much you,
one used?
Given how much it still has multiple uses left. Given how much you used, it's hard to say how much is left, but it's not a handful. It's more than a handful.
Okay, I'll just put one use then.
One used up kind of thing or something like that. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, as you
One
use
used, more left.
as you use more, it'll be, you'll be able to better judge how much is left.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
Like
enough.
certainly when you're down to one use left, you'll know that there's one use left.
Yeah.
I would mark down also that it still have multiple left, so as in a way that it doesn't make it seem that you only have few uses left.
No, I had written on it multiple uses, so I've changed that to multiple uses, one used up.
Okay, that's fine.
And all it says I don't know, so I'm not gonna write any more than that.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Well,
know.
so what I'm trying to say is like it's more than a handful, so you've got more than like 3 or 4 uses.
Yeah.
But exactly what the number is, you're not really sure.
Okay. Yeah, and I might use that for charging into combat, especially charging into combat with people we don't want to kill.
Yeah. Now I will say that it's logical and reasonable for you to conclude that if a creature doesn't need to breathe, it's not going to be affected by this.
Right. Okay.
So, golems, undead, that sort of thing, they're not going to be affected. Okay.
Yeah, undead. I wouldn't have expected to be affected.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that leads.
I don't suppose anyone woke Finn up, so he won't have been in Braxton's cabin.
No one said that they were doing that. Nope.
No.
Nope. And there was no sending of someone to.
No, there was.
Leva
was
to
none.
cast. They're not there. So.
I think we've pissed the dragon enough for one day.
Perhaps.
Am
All
I
right.
gonna be told that this plan failed, so I don't try it?
I think Braxon would tell everyone on shift change.
Yeah, Braxton would tell everyone.
Yeah.
And I think Lafdul and Leva would most likely tell about the.
In fact, we'll go ahead and advance to the end of the day and shift changeover. And so anything that you guys want to say, you can do so. And then, if you have any ideas right now.
That was the end of 29th.
That is the end of 30th.
30th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'd
this
like to remind you all-
session was 2 days.
I'd like to remind you all, if push comes to shove, I can give Braxon my dragon slaying sword.
That means I've only got one more day left on my spell research.
Or you could use it yourself.
I have exactly 2 weeks if no one else disrupts my spell research. Going with this rate, I expect to be disrupted by 6 times more.
Right, so if we end up fighting this dragon, I'm going to be using my long spear. I'm going to give you the dragon slaying sword, and you can try your luck with that.
Okay. You mean lend me?
Yeah. Lend it.
Yeah.
All right. So at shift changeover, do you guys have anything that you want to discuss besides that?
Well, Braxon seems to have inferred that it doesn't need to breathe.
No, you have not inferred that because he could smell it.
Yeah, he
he's
can smell it.
too
So Braxon knows that.
suspicious. I suspect he was suspicious from us, but had no proof. But when you suddenly put on the oil, it was 2 things too close too soon. He
Yeah.
put 2 and 2 together at that point.
Well, here's an idea. How about we make some things that have strange smells, so he's suspicious about eating the food? even though there's nothing wrong with it.
I feel like if we go too far, he'll just be like, and now you die.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. That's
Could
why
we-
it's extremely careful balance that we have to strike.
We could
might-
have accidents with with spicing the food. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has accidents from time to time. Sometimes it's too hot, sometimes
Where
it's
is
too
your
bland.
chef?
Right, but the problem is that where most of the food right now is like the food that you're eating in the phlogiston is all pre-prepared. It's all
Uh-huh.
preserved. It's all pre-prepared. Like the best you can do is like mix things together. So if spices need to be cooked to bring out their flavor, they're not being used here.
Well, pepper and chili works without being
Yeah.
cooked.
Yeah.
I also feel like if we're gonna try,
Oops,
I feel
so-
like we might want to wait a few days before we try something again, because
Why?
right now he's pretty suspicious and angry.
Well,
Mhm.
we want to be rid of him. We don't want to make it a habit of just playing pranks on him. It's okay. He's angry. Okay, so we have accidents. People have accidents. Where that will just
Yeah, but at the moment he's suspicious.
yeah, it will just enforce his opinion of us anyway. We are lesser beings. We don't know what we're doing.
But it seems like he clearly knew we were trying to put a spell on him with Braxon saying.
Yeah,
I'm
he
so
specifically
sorry.
said so.
I'm so
Well, he
sorry.
was-
I sprinkled a whole handful of hot peppers into your salad. I'm so sorry. It happens, you know.
"Hmm,
Yeah, but we're not doing fresh food. We're doing rations, so it would be it'd be things like maybe Finn could mix something up to be put in the food that doesn't make it poisonous, but just makes it a bit weird.
Well, I mean,
Maybe a bit too much salt.
as she pointed out, yeah, like you can salt to taste, you can pepper to taste, that kind of thing. Anything that can be put on afterwards that you would put on afterwards, like dried oregano and stuff like that, all that can still be done. I don't know how, like, you might have to risk supplies of spices to do some things that you might want to do. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Does-
you could try it.
By the way, if he eats that much, does he use the restroom as much as too?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Some things are not detailed for good reason.
Well, you know, when talking,
This is-
if
this is-
at least Levi is thinking of spicing up his food, and food is only properly spiced when it hurts at least twice.
This is
Ah,
this is
You
This
don't
is
know, you'd
something
have to
that-
monitor him. Let's
this
put it
is
that way.
only
No,
something.
no.
I would have been happy not thinking about this for the rest of my life.
This is something only available to Ald's Patreon backers.
God, no. Wouldn't inflict
Detailed
that on them.
stats.
I wouldn't inflict that on them. So,
Hey,
Like, again-
$100 to Patreon and you get access.
I suspect that you, like, if you really wanted to go, you know, you'd probably have to, like, use all of your black pepper, all of your red pepper or whatever, you know, all of your super hot spices on one meal to make it a 10. So it would probably be a one-time thing. And then, of course, you wouldn't have any of that left over for anyone else.
Just
If
to
you wanna
point
try.
out, during the shift change when we are having the meal, Solas is looking a bit more tired than normally, since he for some reason he slept a bit restlessly.
Oh God, there's someone touching my books.
Not restlessly enough to actually cause any problems, but just to roleplay wise, think of that.
I had a nightmare last night that someone was manhandling or dragon handling my books.
I
Well,
wonder.
I detailed the nightmares in the chat already.
I wonder if it would count as honorable if I loaned Lafdul my sword, and then one night he goes in and backstabs the dragon.
It's a dragon, it's not a human.
Yeah.
You can't backstab a dragon?
Nope.
He's got a massive back.
I mean, if I was a giant thief,
So
maybe.
backstab requires you to have a not necessarily an intimate knowledge of anatomy, but an intimate knowledge of where the weak points are. And Lafdul most definitely does not have an intimate knowledge of the weak points of dragons or dragons polymorphed into humans.
I would need, like, dragon lore and anatomy. And various test subjects.
I think that I would probably say that you just wouldn't know. So again, because it's like you haven't learned, you don't know anatomy for backstab. What you know is people telling you, yeah, if you wanna take someone out real fast, you got to get it between their third and fourth vertebrae. You know, right there about that on their back. And it's not because they know that there's anything really vulnerable there. It's just experience that someone goes down when they get stabbed there, kind of thing. If that makes sense. I will note that backstabbing does include sapping, as in like smacking them on the back of the head with a heavy object to knock them
Yeah,
out.
the chance is so low, though.
It is
pull that
not
off.
great. No.
I thought the weak
It's
point of
just never worth
dragons
doing.
was pickles.
So, but one thing is that backstabbing and sapping is generally going to take out like 0 level NPCs, always.
Yeah.
And
Or
if they're
low-level
if you're out of a combat situation, damage is handled very differently.
Could Finn give him bed bugs?
It would probably require summoning, but I like that idea.
You know what I was asking earlier about whether or not I noticed the food going up. I was gonna sneak up into Brax's room and cast Shapewood on the bed to make it have like spikes or really uncomfortable.
Well, there was some talk about sending people to get everyone else like up and about.
I was just letting
but-
people know what.
Right, I
was
know,
going
but
to
no one
happen. It
actually
didn't
said
happen,
that they
though.
were doing that. So
Yeah.
if you want remember that was a thing that was discussed next time. If that's something that you guys want to handle.
Lever could help with major creation. On the other hand, if he's uncomfortable, then he will just take another bed.
Probably.
Or shape change the bed like he did with the hull to include the chair.
Hmm.
Could-
Poor love.
could-
Poor Braxon.
Could Finn transform into a bed bug?
No,
No insects.
and I think it's too small anyway.
Could he turn into a mouse?
Yeah.
I
Start
have.
and go in to nibble on his things?
What things?
He could be like a newt or something, or like some kind of annoying little.
Yeah, but then
lizard thing.
he would just attack the mouse.
Probably it'd swat him.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you guys will have a week to think about some other things. FYI, Leva, you cannot cast Major Creation in the Phlogiston.
Oh, what a pity.
Yeah,
Okay.
You need access to the Demi-Plane of Shadow.
Demi-plane.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Could you leave? Could you turn into a mouse and leave mouse pellets on his bed sheets?
You're asking for
Oh,
revenge.
wow. That's a thing.
What do you mean?
let's
We
see.
just have a rat problem on the ship.
Looks at the dog,
It's a
sleek. And
It's a
But-
shame we can't move the dragon's chair onto the catapult.
Do I have to have Beowulf have a chat with you again?
You might.
I never tried.
Look,
How
look,
many
look,
animals?
Look,
How many? How
look. We'll have Finn eat the super spicy thing and then have a grand old time on the dragon's sheets.
How many animals can can be out of the bag of tricks, or does it not even work here?
It works, but they're magical creatures, so depends
don't
on what
have
you
that
want
kind
them
of
to
Could go,
do.
but it could go for a rat and put it into his bed.
Yeah, but I don't think they stay out for very long.
They stay out. One turn. No, it's
Yeah,
good. Not that long.
Yeah, it's not very long.
I'm trying to think of creative solutions in
Yeah.
most of them.
You will have. You guys will have a week to discuss this and think about it and come up with some other things.
Sadly, we can't summon bed bugs into his bed sheets.
No, it's Unfortunately, and the summoning spell would have to be something that not all of them can be cast in even in wild space because there aren't any bugs around. Like if it brings them from somewhere else rather than like kind of calling them, that would work. But if it's like calling them and they have to be around, then that would not work. So.
Oh, so calling brings things. Well, you just call some scavers to.
It depends. The spells generally say whether what happens. If it's like the things appear the next round or the same round, then they appear. They pop into
Yeah.
your area. But some of them do say that they have to be like within a mile or something like that.
Yeah, calls all dogs from a mile around, like.
All right, so you guys will have some time to think about things, and that is going to be, let's see, that'll be 1,100 experience points for Braxon, Finn, and Ockar, and 1,000 experience points for Lafdul, plus 200 for his thief, and 1,000 experience for Leva and Solas.
Mm-hmm.
Do I not get any XP for making Leva leave spell research?
You didn't make her lose spell research.
Accidentally.
It was the
Wait,
dragon that made you lose.
Wait. I have a thought.
Mhm.
Could Finn like fly over as a bird and watch the dragon to see when it usually sleeps? And can we determine? Are dragons usually heavy sleepers?
You don't know how heavy a sleeper they are, and Finn would need to get into the room to watch it. Like,
Don't we have something like portholes or something?
It's not really something that you would do as a bird. I have not thought about that, and I'd have to look at the side view of the ship. I don't think there are many obvious windows or portholes.
And I was thinking if we could catch it when it's asleep and get into like the back door, since we have a few ways to fly, we could slip in, pick it up as it's sleeping, and toss it off the back deck.
They don't seem to be that heavy sleepers.
No, he woke up when we walked into the room.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, right. Well, I wasn't quite there for that, but yeah.
I mean, you can still try it.
Maybe
I think we want to keep at least a day, give a day break for those tricks, since he seems pretty angry.
We could probably try it if we had silence and invisibility up. The problem is when we actually pick him up to toss him out the back.
Hey, can any of you cast illusion spells?
Some.
What about an illusion of a ghost that goes into Braxon's cabin?
Over what?
Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost.
And
just make it look like Higimus.
Here's a point of reference, Sam. When Jules saw the ghost that we were fighting in the crown base, did she cast a spell prior to do it, or did she just naturally saw it?
You do not remember.
No. I don't remember her casting a spell. I'm pretty sure she just looked. She just pointed it out.
I mean, the green dragon on...
No, the ghost inside the ship.
Yeah, but green dragon on green space, for example, noticed us when we were invisible and hiding.
Did he have
without
the
casting a
AoE?
spell? They didn't cast a spell to notice us. They noticed us without casting a spell, at least in our view.
Okay.
It's also part of their territory, though. So.
I had a terrible idea. I thought, could we explode the room?
I do have...
would most likely just make the dragon angry.
So,
unless you are talking about exploding it in a way that also explodes most of our ship.
Yeah, so real fast though, Lafdul, I can tell you this. I know whether jewel cast a spell or not. If you don't remember one way or the other, then you're not
I
sure.
don't remember her casting it, but I think she pointed.
She
so
did.
yeah.
Most definitely she did.
Doesn't matter, I suppose, at the end of the day.
What we want to do is convert Braxon's bed into a jettison.
No. Jewel definitely cast a spell. That Leva was the recipient of it, and she was very grateful for it.
I figure that when the dragon goes to sleep, we shout, "Pull!" Braxon's bed gets thrown out into space.
I wonder if Margoth knows any good spells to get rid of dragons.
She's been really quiet, but then again, she's an NPC. I was like, no NPC helping you.
There
Well,
is that. Like,
none of
if
us
you
is-
come up, the
none of us
NPCs
has
will not come up
asked.
with ideas, but NPCs, like, if you know of something that an NPC will do, or if you want to ask them if there's something that they can do, then they can be a part in a plan. But other than like general advice, they will not come up with a plan. That's
Yeah.
your
Oh,
guys'
should've
job as the
asked.
players.
Well, she can
Yeah.
cast heal spells, so she's gotta be decently powerful.
Yeah, but she also can't
but
recover
she
her
can't-
spells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she can't recover higher than or change her level higher than level 2 spells.
Yeah, so she's basically stuck with what she has memorized right now. If you were to ask, like, she'll be at the meal, and if you ask her why you guys haven't seen her much last couple days, she will like look at you pointedly and be like, "I have no desire to get on the bad side of a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you if you guys do, but I'm not gonna be the cause."
Oh, so you've dealt with dragons before?
No, I have not. But I have no desire. I have
Lafdul,
heard
it's
enough. I have heard enough.
Solas would have told Lafdul, it's a common knowledge not to piss off a dragon if you can help it.
After all, you are crunchy and good with ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so when we come back next week, we'll see if the players have a plan on getting rid of the super-duper new dragon friend you guys have made. Who's
That we,
nothing but lovely. I do not know
Jewel
why you
that,
guys...
that we
2.0.
nicknamed as old.
I do not know why you guys are so annoyed at this dragon. He has been nothing but friendly. After all, he hasn't eaten you. And that is the definition of friendly for a dragon.
He did damage my book, so he's immediately on the naughty list
Yeah.
for Solas.
I did notice that Solas didn't care at all about our plans for getting rid of the dragon until the book was thrown on the floor, and then he's like, "Okay, we murdered a dragon."
Solas has multiple times cautioned against pissing the dragon off too much.
Don't annoy the dragon, and it's like,
So much
okay,
so, the
he
players are
threw a
going out
book
the
on the
way.
floor. He's dead. How do we kill him?
No, Solas hasn't gone quite that far yet. He just wants the dragon gone. But he still advises caution because he also doesn't want to end up a meal for the dragon.
We
Yeah,
may have to give up and just wait until we get out of the goddamn Phlogiston.
I think we need to explore this idea of. I can't remember exactly what the idea was getting the dragon to tell us to leave and then reflecting the spell somehow.
Yeah, that
Because
was
it
what
tried that
Lafdul,
a couple of times.
thought.
Okay, so I think we have to work out how that works.
Yeah, that's something you could try.
'Cause I have no idea. Braxon could make lots of splinters in his floorboards.
Do you think that would actually affect a dragon? I don't know. But we will find out if you guys come up with something. If you guys just like kind of want to be like, we are going to not piss him off and something like that, and just hope that he leaves when you get to Wild Space. That's fine. You can make that decision too. That's something that.
I'm at the point where I'm willing to go with that because most of our smart plans haven't been working, and I don't want to risk the ship with a dumb plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not want our crew to be endangered by things going south.
We did bring extra rations to cover contingencies, and
Like this.
well, that's
Oh,
not what I
not
had in
like
mind,
this.
but it's like food tax.
Yeah, and I mean you do have a barrel of salt pork, so that does help.
Yeah.
But
And Lafdul making those berries.
good berries do help.
I mean, it's like not even a day.
I mean, it like what did you get? 33?
Yeah,
That's
but
That's 33 man days of food.
Man days.
Yeah. Like that replaces 4 days of the dragon eating, which I mean, is 4 days a lot? No, but that's also nothing to sneeze at. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway,
every day might count.
I want to thank you guys, thank everyone out there for watching, and I want to thank the players for playing. And we will see what comes of their plans next time. See you then, everyone.
Okay.
Take care,
Thanks for the game.
everyone. Thanks for the game.